Wrap it around and sing it on down. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, very good morning. Good morning to you. Miserable outside. But we're indoors. Foggy outside and cold. But we can't good morning to you all, wherever you are. Shake the cobwebs from Saturday night. How many of you woke this morning? Your head ringing 'cause you did too much last night. I bet there was a few sore heads this morning. Saturday night, what a night. But it's Sunday morning and it's miserable. Fog is thick as pea soup. Can't see anything past 50 yards. Welcome, everybody. I'll bet there's a few rough heads today. But here we go. Get the cable right. Nick. Right, very good morning, everybody. Yeah, miserable out there, man. Miserable. Cooled as well. And the spiders have been on a mission, crisscrossing outside. So, so right, I'm going to go to the start, see how many we've got here. Dun, 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 dun. Big Wheels, good morning. Boxy Paws says hi. Eddie Rose says hi. Let's go, man. Yeah, man, play that rock music. What are you feeling? Well, I was feeling the guitar. I was going up and down the fretboard. Yeah. It's Les Paul playing a Les Paul. Well, it's me playing a copy. The Encore Vintage is a copy of the real McCoy. You're Italian, says Eddie Rose. Can you do it on I'm on a highway to hell? Highway to hell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rock it, kick it. So, very good morning to you all, you wonderful and beautiful people. So, weather outside is miserable. Now, currently, as I speak, I had a message last night. The message said, Geordie weather doesn't work. Well, it does now. Apparently, they were using something else, but it works now. Kevin, it's nice in Manchester. I have a friend, well, I've got a few friends in Manchester. Got a guy called Alan in Manchester, a lady called Nicola in Manchester, and I've got friends everywhere, all over the country. Matty J, good morning, Mara. Beans and toast. Oh, beans and toast. Yeah, when I was little. When I was well little. Did you manage to do a live stream? No, I didn't. And the reason why I didn't was because I've run out of credits. Can you believe that? So what I'm going to do is yesterday I contacted friends in London, and today, after we have been on live, I'm going to message Lovable to say, excuse me, you've said I've run out of credits when I haven't had anything on screen for well over 2 weeks. And that is because of metadata. Get it right, Metagraph data did not exist. So, yeah. Starry night, it's sunny in Surrey, you lucky person. Very, very lucky person. I suppose there are parts of the UK where the weather is nice and fine. Just where I am, it's pea soup outside. Yeah, Bill, I ran out of credits because you went past the limits. But what I'm going to say to you, Bill, is this, and same thing I'm going to say to Lovable. If I have a blank screen, then I can't do anything with a blank screen. Nobody can. And apart from an artist. An artist would take a blank screen and turn it into something magical. So, because I couldn't do anything with the blank screen because of the metagraph, then they should at least give me that. Deaf Bat Terry Tibbs. Not sure who that is, but so tonight 7 p.m. we are going to go through email, and there will be a clock on screen. I don't know where the clock will be, but that is what's going to happen. SKR13 saying, do British people not care your country has gone to hell? Your country has gone to... Excuse me, let me just point something out. Don't use profanities. Don't use it. I don't use bad language. You don't use bad language. 3 said, if you know better, we do better. Yeah. Thoughts on 3i Atlas? Ooh, that's a very good one, Ray. That is a very, very good one. So, thoughts on it is, apparently it's slowed down and then it's speeded up. How? How's that even possible? It was coming into the solar system at 130,000 miles per hour, and now suddenly it's increased its speed. How? Pond. Yeah, that's a good one, Pond. Makes you wonder. What also makes you wonder is when the president Donald J. Trump decided, I'm going to close down government. What a genius idea. Absolutely genius of an idea. Close down the government so nobody can see what is going on with, as Ray says, 3i Atlas. That is utterly, utterly genius. Right. SKRT 13347. British people have nothing going on that they just talk about Trump. Well, let me just tell you this, yeah? I did the same thing that Donald did. I followed his example exactly to the letter. Mr. Palan, you should get a haircut. What do you mean I should get a haircut? What do you mean? Huh? What do you mean? Now, Byron, I'm going to give you 30 seconds starting now. 30 seconds. Take your swear word and shove it where the sun don't shine. So BYRONN. Remove your comment, retract your comment. I don't want it in my chat. Nobody swears in my chat. Yeah. So I'm holding chat. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. So there are a lot of things happening in this world. And I want to tell you something. I want to tell you something that's really big. One of my playlists is Our World Changed. January the 20th of 2025. It's in my playlist because I wrote it. And why did I write it? Because things have happened that have never ever happened in the history of mankind. Paul, do you ever spend the night in Poundland? No. Poundland's in the city centre. Hold on. What we got here? Trump is a great president and has made our lives better already in my beautiful free country. Well, I speak to lots of Americans who are struggling. Farms who are being taken over by corporate bodies that only care about profit. Yeah, so we don't live in a perfect world. What kind of digital ID? There isn't. The digital ID was scrapped. Well, Keir is the Prime Minister until 2029. So we have to deal with that. Same as the person the other side of the pond is the president until the new president. Yeah. I felt unsafe in London. Parts of London, yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, parts of it. But we don't live in a perfect world. If we did, if we lived in a perfect world, wow, imagine that. Mhm. But I'm going to be watching a few people today on YouTube. Dobsonian Power, who is from Portugal, Algarve area. Scientist Stefan Borson, I think he's called, who is again looking at what is up there. Imagine no heaven. Now, what I want to say, Kevin, is this: I've just read your comment, yeah. What clicks into my brain is this: a very famous person from Liverpool, very, very famous. Sharia law for the UK? Sadly, no. But the words what Kevin just said there reminds me of a song. Ian Rush, morning, Steve-O. Cilla Black. Cilla Black, yeah, I mean, she was good. Ken Dodd. Yeah, Ken Dodd. It must not be that good, mate, if you're trying to spend your time trying to tell everybody how great your country is. We're small. We are small here in the UK. But we have things. You from, says nobody. Yeah, let's not talk about people the other side, because like I said, let's keep it in the UK. You can't stop the boats. Nobody can stop the boats. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to check something. We're going to check. Right, where are we? So it's still on 3 out of 5. The blue bit there and the blue bit there. That one was an hour ago. That was 2 hours ago. So what it's doing is it checking Geordie Nation, all buttons function. Because I can still do something with that one. So, right, what we got? Right, mods. Yeah, there's lots of messages held for review. If the message is inappropriate, mods, push, do that. Yeah. USA should make England the 51st state. Ooh, well, our king would have something to say about that. Now, this evening at 7 p.m, we're going to do something for the very, very, very first time. We're going to do a live with a clock. We're going to test it. And hopefully, we can balance stuff out. Because we need to balance stuff out. We need the set of scales on here. Your king is a figurehead. Yeah, I would assume so. You couldn't pay the UK enough to join the US. Well, no, you couldn't. Many people believe that the United States dollar is the actual world reserve. Not really. Now, when the update happens. What's your thought on UFOs and aliens? Well, they're here. And the universe is a massive, massive place. We gonna make Puerto Rico the 50th. Well, hold on. Wasn't it supposed to be either Greenland or Canada? That was the 51st state. Sure it was. Big Wheels is saying, Paul, have you ever met Mouth of the Tyne, Bernsey? Nope, I haven't. What was Pond is asking, Paul, are you actually an alien from space? I think we all are. I think we all are. Space dust. Could be wrong. And Chase is saying something. Okay, you're Scottish. Well done. So, get the email off to Lovable. Say to Lovable, you need to sort this out. And hopefully, the test, which is being carried out since 8 o'clock this morning on Replit, finishes. He is from the land of Kabbalah. Not even sure where that is. The deadline I have, well, the deadline is this. Minister is going to look at what I have shared with a minister. And the hope is approvals, permissions are granted, and we move forward. So that's what the deadline is. I am on Geordie Nation at the moment doing the weather because somebody asked me to make sure the weather works up north, which is very important. The weather up north in Newcastle upon Tyne, you're 13 mile from the beach. So if anything comes in towards the beach, weather-wise, you need to know about it. Otherwise, you're going to get wet. Kess, so Madam Boo says, I watched Kez and broke my heart. I watched that long, long time ago. Brilliant film. Brilliant. Big, can you share your experiences in Poundland? What experiences? Going in with a basket, picking stuff off the shelf, and then paying for it. Wow. That's epic. Yeah, well, that's being fixed. It's still working on all of the all. I said to it, round about at past 8 to 9 o'clock, all buttons need functionality. It needs to. Each button needs to do something. You look like Denzel Washington from. Denzel Washington wasn't in Braveheart. Toby says, hi, how are you? I'm pretty good. So yes, we have lots and lots of stuff. Guess what? Have a guess what? This is the only place to see whatever's going on. Not can we redeem the redeemed one? Can we just say this? Yeah. Don't come on and chat. Yeah. And be all religious. Don't do it. You know? What part of Australia are you from? No part of Australia. Simple answer. I was born and raised and lived all of my life in Newcastle upon Tyne. Have you ever, Deaf Bat is asking, have I ever been to Travelodge? No. Zifa, you have an Australian accent. No. It's called Geordie. Google Geordie language. Anyway, yeah. So tonight, 7 p.m., I'm going to go through my email. We're going to go to YouTube through the email, and somewhere on screen is going to be a clock. Why are you sorry to hear that, Zifa? Why? I am proud to be part of the Geordie Nation. Proud. Deafbat says, Paul, are you? No, I am not. The best place when something like that happens is to use this. Cottaging, not even sure what that is. That's why only famous people are Ant and Dec. Not actually true. Ant and Dec are famous. Yes. So is Paul Summers, whose stage name is Sting. Also Jimmy Neal of Crocodile Shoes, of Wiedersehen Pet. And also there are many others. The Animals, yeah, the true legends. The Beatles were from Liverpool. The Animals, they were from Newcastle. Oh yeah, man, you have to put Lindisfarne in there as well. The Beatles are from Scotland. If somebody told you a right big porky pie there, sorry to tell you, but they have. The Redeem one. What do I repent for? As I said before, please do not come into chat and be religious. Yeah. So, Brian Johnson. Yeah, man. Do you know though, Brian Johnson took over from another person, and that other person was the essence of AC/DC. Brian had his own little thing he did. And as Vivian says, the one person who was an absolute genius, Gaza. And Gaza, he went his way. He has a clue, horse racing. Well, we have a race course in Newcastle. Newcastle Racecourse. Now, one thing I'm going to say to you is all is this, yeah? Tomorrow, fingers crossed, we're going to do something a little bit unconventional. You're going to see me in a different setting tomorrow. And you're not going to see what is happening, but you will hear what is happening. Because I'm going to a meeting. And the meeting is going to be about rural transport services. More famous than Newcastle. Well, it should be. I mean, like I say, at the end of the day, there is a meeting on the 31st of the month where somebody's coming to the village and everybody's like jumping to get the tickets. What club do I support? Let me just show you. Let me just enlighten you. Here I can see the tree. There's my football club right there. Now, I can actually see the tree. I can't see it clearly, but I can't see beyond the tree. Yeah? Leicester. Well, Leicester's in the direction I just showed you. It's in that direction somewhere. Leicester, from where I am, is roughly, approximately 38 to 45 minutes from where I am to Leicester city centre. Living in the country. Yeah, living in the country. Well, one of the things I am asking for permission to be granted is a farm. And the farm's important. The farm is going to be a working farm, but not the way you think. No, we're going to, that's what the permissions are, the approvals are, so that we change a working farm into something brand new. Bill, let me just point something out to you. Yeah. Sometimes plans take a while. They do, because people are slow and people are stubborn. They don't want some little whippersnapper to come up with an idea that makes them look a little bit silly. Yeah. And that's the honest truth. Yeah. They don't want to look silly. So that's why I'm asking in the message to a minister to say, this has already happened. This is already live. Yeah. You give me permission, then we get a farm. In one of the buildings of the farm, it gets decked out with what I want, which is studio. So I can come out of the main house into the studio at any hour of the day. And then I can do what I want. I can press a button and my mad drummer will kick off. Press another button, the mad bass player will go boom, 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 boom on his bass guitar. And I can set my camera to a nice place and say, boom, this is it. Thoughts on Israel? It's about 6,000 miles or thereabouts. There you go. AK 47. I'm holding chat. Yeah, I'm holding chat. Retract your words. Chat does not move. Right? Nobody in the world is perfect. Nobody. Retract your comment or face the consequence. And I'll give you a clue. Does Paul so retract it now, or like I say, it'll be gone. Right? Okay, dokes. Not having any stuff like that in my chat at all. Anything. Right. Let's get back. AK, listen. Nobody in the world's perfect. Nobody. So, there we go. It hit a nerve. No, it didn't. I have to be careful on what is coming into chat. Ian, welcome in, mate. Ian McKenna, welcome in. It's like a primary school. Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. So, I wanted to be able to do something, but I need the permissions from those in high places to do what I want to do. But we had a positive the other day, and the positive is I showed you the positive. Now, I've got the email to send to the lovely team at Lovable, so I can do something on it, do some testing. My main test on Seeking You is this live stream, Bush, and if I can get away with it, please, fingers crossed, look. If I can get away with it, the test is going to be a YouTube and a Seeking You side by side. If I can do that, epic. I can't even pronounce that last word. Get Donna AB. With a name like yours, haha, you couldn't even comprehend. I haven't even got a clue what you just put there. But it is what it is. Now, it looks as though the weather is starting to get a bit brighter. OG! There's a person called OG. They are in Manchester. Is that the same place? Or not? But yeah. You know what? I'm so excited for the next 30 days. Really. Absolutely excited. You're thinking of OJ. No, there's a person. He supports Newcastle United. He worships the ground the Newcastle players walk on, and he plays DayZ on Twitch. Mister OG, and well, what I'm going to do for streaming is change my Twitch to games from music. And then I've got to buy DayZ, got to buy Star Citizen, Escape from Tarkov, and then do it. Ponder's saying, can you start streaming mukbangs? I'm not even sure what that is. I can't stream what I don't understand. No, but I don't think anybody can. But we have a bonus. Yeah, we have a bonus. I meant to say it right at the beginning. So we are 97 people. 97 people from 2K. And here's the interesting bit. If we can get the same number in members, I'm going to be ecstatic. Dr. Gregory, how about a hot tub stream in Speedo? First of all, I don't have a hot tub. I do know somebody that's got a big hot tub with the flashy lights, the multiple jets, etc. But they're in South Liverpool, which is the other side of the country. But yeah, so we are racking up subscribers. Corvo is asking, when your business takes off, will you ever have a hot tub? Possible. But it won't be Speedos. No. But what I was thinking was this. There's a place not far from me, not very far from me. Nice home, and it has an indoor pool. And like I said to my mum years and years ago, when we went to look at the one in Derby, which took hours and hours to find, that had a swimming pool, and we couldn't look at the swimming pool. They drained it. And I was like, hold on. Your main feature of your house is the swimming pool, and it's empty. And the estate agent turned round and says, it has to be empty in case you fall in. I went, yeah, you've got a valid point. What is it? What? I'm going to ask a stupid question here, Madam Boo CS and Mankini. What even is that? Hmm? What is it? Now, hold on. UM. Retract your word. But don't use such words. Retract your word. Yeah? Steve O's saying it's a bikini for men. Eh? Make you. Oh, well, that's dead easy, that, like. Dead easy, man. It's a bikini, says Ian. How the heck? Do I have to Google what one of those things is? Okay. Right. How bizarre, man. Borat wore a green. Okay, Vivian. Borat. He was the one who was the comedian who used to be on TV years and years ago. Went on to do few films. Am I correct? But yeah, could me wearing something like that? Nah, no, ain't gonna happen. Sir Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah, that's his proper name, isn't it? But me wearing what they've wore, no, it's never gonna happen. I don't care. Dr. Gregory saying would drive the ladies wild. I don't care. Oh, wicked, man. Steve was saying just use a fig leaf. Well, do you know that here's the thing, right? Since 2018, this is what I posted yesterday to TikTok. Not one person has like came forward. Not one. The ones I've tried to chase, yeah. Oh, I'm not interested. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not the other. And I've got the realization of this. It ain't gonna happen. I am going to grow old and possibly tour with the band, and it's gonna be an empty bed every night. I've resigned myself to that fact. Da, 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 da. I will get back to chat in a moment. Now, when Still can't. I can't see the tree properly, so it's still here. There are dating websites for older people, and now, right. You're getting closer, aren't you? Damn. So I have to trim this because it's getting a bit big. Now, I'm just going to concentrate on having the stuff which is already out there better and do all of my testing this week. What's it saying? It's still 3. 3 from 5. Did I? I did buy that, didn't I? Yeah, I did. So, the one thing that I'm hoping is this. I'm hoping the email where I'm asking for permissions and all of the other bits and pieces, hoping that gets the approval of the boss, Kia. Hoping that they green light it, and then when they do, we can do the move. Pardon me. And then find an area to put the vehicles, and then put in the job lot. The job lot is 2 transport managers, 1 to be in the office, the other one on standby, and then 2 or more instructors for new people. So that's all to come. And just letting you all know as well that I've said this several times. We need to balance subscribers and members, so I can say to Motso, our YouTube bootcamp manager, this is what we've done. I believe in meeting people face to face. I don't believe in websites. So it will be face to face. But hopefully the next week between now and Friday, you will have had the opportunity to listen. No, Pond. No. I want to prove, Steve-O, to Motso it can be done. Because I'm getting messages from YouTube, and those messages are positive. Yeah. Now, like I say, when I get Seeking You unlocked, then we'll do Seeking You in the morning, and in the afternoon we will do Geordie Nation. Yeah. So you get two for the price. Now, have a wonderful day wherever you may be. And hopefully I'll see you all 7 p.m. Yeah, I agree what you're saying, Madam Boo CS. I agree. Ian saying I'm desperate. Well, I'm not. I've kind of like got over all of that, where now it's just focusing on what I'm doing and making sure we get more sign-ups and we grow, and that's it. So I'm going to see you all this evening at 7. Yeah. So have an awesome Sunday wherever you may be, and see you all come 7 p.m.